Okay, everybody, we are back on Radio Row, and with me is Dr. Cheryl Bryantbruce from Las Vegas. And I have to find out, what are you doing here at the Super Bowl?
I am at the Super Bowl because I'm called the celebrity doc, and I work with high profile, high achieving individuals to help them optimize their health for a purpose filled, abundant life. And you have all of these young ball players here who the game optimizes them for the game, but I want to optimize them for longevity because, as you well know, a lot of these ball players, they finish the game and they drop dead 40, 50, 60. We want to give them that nice long lifespan. Not only that, we want to optimize them because these young guys are in the childbearing age. We want to optimize them so that they modify their genetic code. And instead of passing down damaged genes that have been damaged by
Getting knocked around on the field?
getting knocked around on the field, by inappropriate
Weightlifting?
appropriate for the game, but
Right,
not
right.
for optimizing life. You know, their genes get modified, and then they may have some things in their family history, high blood pressure, heart disease, or whatever. Those genes got modified a while back, but in a negative way. So we want to modify something called epigenes, and epigenes are like light switches for the genes. So all of those genes that have been turned on in a negative way, we want to turn those light switches off, and we want to turn on the light switches that optimize the genes. The nice thing about that, it promotes health in the ball player, but when the ball player procreates, then he passes down the modified gene code. That means that his children now have the good gene, as
Wow.
opposed to having passed. We all say, oh, well, high blood pressure runs in my family,
Right.
this runs in my family. Well, if we can alter those gene codes, then it doesn't have to run in the family. So you have, we talk about health is wealth, and we talk about generational wealth. Well, now let's create generational health, and that's your true wealth.
Wow,
So,
that's interesting. Now, I don't want to violate any HIPAA laws, but are any of the teams that are playing in this year's Super Bowl, are any of those players any of your clients?
none of the teams, none of the ones here are
Okay,
clients. I
all right.
do have some professional ball players
Okay,
who
all
are
right.
clients, but none in the team.
None in the teams tonight. Okay. So, are you leaning to the Chiefs or the Eagles?
No, uh, uh, my brand colors are red, and I like Kansas City, but I love a good underdog.
Okay.
And so I am going to root for the Eagles because, Kansas City, we
Right,
expect them
right,
to win.
right.
And the Eagles are so excited, and
Right.
they got the whole Gilly
You gotta
thing
pump
going
them
on.
up. Yep, I hear you. I hear you. Well, I see you've got some products here, and we were chatting before we started this interview,
Yes,
and I know your passion has to be fighting inflammation.
yes.
And you just told me that inflammation is what?
Inflammation is the root of all disease,
Wow.
every single disease out there. And stress is one of the prime drivers of inflammation. And that can be stress because you've got a job you hate, it can be stress because you're getting married, and it can be stress because you're playing a high pressure game like football. These guys are under a whole lot of stress. Not only that, but then there's the physical stress that they are putting on their bodies, which is tremendous. Every ball player on that field has inflammation on any given day because they're putting those stressors on their bodies that are causing the inflammation. That inflammation is not limited to the joint that may be affected or the area that may be bruised. It affects the entire body.
Wow.
So, if we're talking about, inflammation in your knees and all, there are chemicals and things that are going around the body that are also impacting your heart, impacting your brain. And speaking of impacting your brain, These guys are getting their brains bashed on a regular basis. That's what they do. So their brain is in a constant state of inflammation. We want to mitigate that inflammation. And some of the ways that we can mitigate it, I mean, what we don't want to get in the cycle of doing is constant anti-inflammatory medications, which is what people usually do. Oh, I'm going to pop a Motrin, or I'm going to have some Excedrin, I'm going to, whatever pharmacological. They all have big side effects. They do affect us in negative ways. Let your medicine be your food, and your food be your medicine. So I work with food products that help with the inflammation. And some of those food products, you can get them as supplements, but then the other food products, you can get them as natural ingredients that we use in cooking, that a lot of people already have a version of this in their pantries. This is
olive oil.
Olive oil.
Wow.
This is olive oil. And this is actually my line of olive oil. It comes out of the Castay Valley in central coastal California. And what is neat about it, it is a single source olive oil. Most of your olive oils that you get are multiple sources. Most of your olive oils, even if they say cold pressed, have been exposed to heat, and so they're not as effective. This olive oil is high in phytonutrients, one of the highest out there. And phytonutrients help to combat inflammation. By what you put into your mouth, you can rub it on your skin, your biggest organ, and you can also use it as a tonic.
So give everybody your website.
For the olive oil, you can go to thecelebritydoc.com, and that's TheCelebrityDoc.com, thecelebritydoc.com, and just click on and you'll get a nice profile that'll give you plenty of information about it, and it will tell you how to order. And then for the NeuroProtect and the Fiber Protect, you can go to algonot.com, and that's ALGONOT.com, and you can order there. But if you put in the code Dr. Cheryl, no, not Dr. Cheryl, it's just Cheryl 10, CHERYL 10, you'll get a 10% discount.
Oh, cool. All right, folks, did you hear that? Get on your way to fighting inflammation, which is something we all need to do. In our final moments, just tell us some things that we can eat that will help us fight inflammation.
Absolutely. Again, olive oil is one of the things. Avocados have wonderful, rich sources of omega-3s. They'll help to fight inflammation. Your omega-3 fish, salmon is the primary one, is also good for helping to fight inflammation. Eggs are nice for fighting inflammation. So there are a lot of foods that can to help you to fight inflammation. But also you want to think about anti-inflammatory foods that have high antioxidant counts. And the only foods that have antioxidant counts are your fruits and vegetables.
Watermelon.
Watermelon is a great one. I have a funny story about that.
Okay.
I was preaching to this young man about, increasing the fruits and vegetables in his diet, and we actually had a scanner where we could scan the antioxidant levels, and he just was in the toilet with his scan. And so he came back. Usually it takes a while to change that, even if you change your diet. He came back with one of the highest scores I had ever seen.
Wow.
And I was like, wow, you really adhered to it. What did you do? He says, I've been eating a watermelon every day.
Damn, that's great. Pineapple, I heard, is another one, right?
Pineapple is very good. Also, pineapple contains bromine, so it is also a very good source.
Blueberries?
Blueberries are excellent. Some people don't know about arugula. Arugula is a type of lettuce. I am the biggest arugula fan on the planet. It is very high in antioxidants. And if you eat a half a cup of arugula in a salad daily, in a year, you're going to see a serious reduction in your blood pressure.
Wow.
So, eating,
I heard that.
eating these.
Arugula.
That's right. Eating dark green leafy vegetables.
I heard the greener the better.
Yes, the greener the better. And you know what? Leave that iceberg lettuce alone.
Okay.
You know, a lot of people run for that iceberg lettuce. It is cheap, but you know, you get what you pay for. The iceberg is very low in nutrients. You know, go for your dark greens.
Right. What about spinach?
Spinach is actually a very good one as well. Some people can have some inflammatory responses with spinach, but again, it's very rich in iron. And if you are eating spinach or any dark green, well, actually any green, period, then what you want to do to pull the iron is use a little bit of lemon. Lemon helps to pull the iron out. And kale is an excellent green as well.
Wow. Okay. Now I'm going to be nosy, just a
Yes.
little nosy. Can we get the name of maybe one or two of your clients?
Well, one of my clients that I worked with was Draymond Green, the Draymond Green basketball camp.
Okay.
And so that's been all over, you know, the internet before. So I am at liberty to release that one. And aside from that one, we have very, very high non-disclosure
Okay. All right.
kinds of things.
So we don't want to get in trouble.
I'm covered by HIPAA. And
Yes, I know.
HIPAA
I
says
know.
I
I
can't
know.
talk about it.
I know. Well, it's a pleasure meeting you.
You as well.
Is this your first time in New Orleans?
This is not my first time in New Orleans. This is my first time back in probably almost 35 years.
Oh, well, welcome back.
Yeah, so I'm excited to be there. And you know what? I love music.
Well, you're at the birthplace of it.
Yes, yes.
I don't care what Memphis says. Music started here.
You know what? It is fabulous for
Right.
music, and I come from a family of musicians. My father was a musician.
Awesome.
My brother plays.
Oh, what do you play?
I play keyboard.
Okay.
My brother is a drummer. And
Okay.
my dad played trumpet.
Oh, wow.
And, you know, jazz, blues, you know, the whole.
This is the birthplace of
nine
jazz
yards.
and
Yes,
blues.
yes, absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Doc. It's nice to meet you.
My pleasure.
All right. All the best to
Absolutely.
you.
Absolutely.